All right, when you hear the word fintech, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably some slick payment app on your phone, right? Well, what if I told you that the real revolution, the industry's new flex, isn't happening on your screen at all? Nope, it's happening behind the scenes, in the invisible infrastructure that powers our entire economy. We're going to dive into how fintech is shifting from just being faster to becoming a whole lot smarter.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures this whole shift. We're moving past the flashy stuff on the front end and getting deep into the engine room of finance. It's not just about making payments faster anymore. It's about making money move smarter. And you know what? The most powerful innovation is the kind you can't even see.
So, what does this invisible revolution actually look like out in the wild? We're going to break it down by looking at three totally different companies, one in travel, one in the restaurant world, and one in high finance. And each one you'll see reveals a key piece of this brand new puzzle. All right, first stop is the airport. Our first story is about this really fascinating, kind of unexpected partnership between the online banks SoFi and United Airlines. And you can forget your typical co-branded credit card. What they're doing here is much, much more clever. This is a complete flip of the script. For decades, it's been the same old story. Airline-powered credit cards. Basically a bank card with an airline's logo slapped on the front. But here, it's the total opposite. United Airlines is now offering a bank-powered airline product. Think about that. The airline has become the storefront, and the fintech company is the factory humming away in the back. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. United launched a debit card that earns miles. And here's the real hook. You can earn a massive 70,000-mile bonus just for keeping a high balance in the account. Now, the engine making all this possible is a company called Galileo, which is SoFi's business-to-business division. They provide all the behind-the-scenes technology that makes the card actually work. So this means SoFi gets to earn steady revenue by selling its infrastructure, all without taking on any of the risk of lending money. It's a truly brilliant B2B play. The big takeaway here is pretty powerful, right? United is basically weaponizing its loyalty program, turning it into a whole new kind of engine to pull in bank deposits. And SoFi? They're more than happy to sell the invisible pipes that make that engine roar. It's a perfect example of fintech as infrastructure. Okay, let's leave the airport lounge and head over to your favorite local restaurant. Our second case study is all about Toast, a company you probably only recognize from their little payment terminals at the counter. But behind that screen, believe me, they're building something way more revolutionary. The change here is just stark. Toast started out as, a modern cash register, but it's quickly turning into an AI co-pilot for the entire restaurant, like a central nervous system that connects the kitchen, the dining room, and the back office. And just so we're clear, this isn't some small niche company we're talking about. Toast is already the operational backbone for over 156,000 restaurants. That kind of scale is incredible, and it gives them this absolute treasure trove of data, which is, of course, the fuel for their AI. They basically have a god's eye view of the entire restaurant industry. So what does being an AI co-pilot actually mean for a busy restaurant owner? Well, for starters, it connects everything from DoorDash orders to inventory. Then its AI brain, which they call Toast IQ, crunches all that sales data. And this leads to the real magic. It starts making smart predictive suggestions. The system can literally ping a manager and say, hey, you sold out of croissants by 10 a.m. yesterday. Maybe you should order 20% more for tomorrow's rush. See, that's not a cash register. That's a strategic partner. And for Toast, this completely shifts their business model away from selling one-off pieces of hardware and towards much, much more profitable subscription revenue. At the end of the day, Toast is turning the daily chaos of running a restaurant into an intelligent, choreographed operation. And by becoming this kitchen brain, its own business becomes way more profitable, predictable, and frankly, a lot more valuable. For our final story, we're stepping out of the kitchen and into the bank boardroom. Here, we're going to look at a company called nCino. And what they're building is a totally new kind of workforce for the super high-stakes world of commercial lending. The quickest way to really get what nCino is building is to just think of JRVS, Iron Man's AI assistant. That's pretty much it. They are creating this whole suite of specialized AI agents designed to be a digital sidekick for every single banker, helping with everything from deep financial analysis to all that mind-numbing paperwork. And this isn't just one generic AI. It's a whole team of specialized digital partners. You've got the analyst, which can tear through thousands of documents to spot financial risks in seconds, a job that would take a human hours, maybe days. Then there's the processor, which automates all the tedious loan application paperwork. And the client partner can manage customer follow-ups, making sure nothing ever falls through the cracks. Each one is built for a very specific job inside the bank. This all leads to a really powerful concept that nCino calls dual workforces. And let me be really clear. The key idea here is not about replacing humans. It's all about augmenting them. The AI handles the repetitive, data-heavy grunt work, freeing up the human bankers to focus on what they do best, making those big-picture strategic decisions and building relationships with clients. This is a really profound shift. By turning bankers into AI-augmented operators, nCino is fundamentally changing the entire equation for productivity in a very, very traditional industry. From the outside, it might seem like a subtle tweak, but on the inside, it's absolutely seismic. So we've looked at three really different worlds, right? An airline's loyalty program, a restaurant's kitchen, and a banker's deal room. So let's take a step back now and tie this all together. You can see the common thread running through all of them right here. SoFi uses powerful infrastructure to turn loyalty points into actual bank deposits. Toast uses targeted intelligence to turn kitchen chaos into a smooth operation. And nCino uses assistive AI to give bankers a digital co-pilot. See the pattern? Each one is focused on perfecting the invisible systems that power our economy, not just the flashy apps we see on our phones. And this really is the new flex in fintech. The game isn't about who can move money the fastest anymore. It's about who can make money move the smartest by embedding all this intelligence and infrastructure deep, deep within the financial system itself. So we'll just leave you with this final thought. As this invisible revolution keeps picking up speed, it's probably worth asking yourself, what part of your world, the way you travel, the way you eat, or the way you bank, is already being quietly upgraded by this powerful, unseen intelligence? It's something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.